Happy Saturday. I just finished getting my hair done. Now I gotta go to PetSmart, then the Giant. But while I'm on my way, I'm putting on my adult hat. And I just want to say to people, I honestly think there's conversations about lowering the voting age. Hell no. We need to actually raise it. It needs to be raised, but I know that's not going to happen. Because ignorant people that, don't care about anything, thinks that anything should happen anyway all the time, don't see that we need parameters. But let me try to give a guide to people who actually are out here, because I was just listening to, I didn't listen, I got to go back and play the rest, but Seattle, Washington. And I look at other places just to see what could potentially happen in this area. I mean, they all on the same doo-doo, right? So I'm listening to, now, if y'all don't know, Seattle elected a Nanny McPhee lookalike. The chick looked like Nanny McPhee. So when I see her, I'm like, okay, Mayor McPhee. But the thing that bothers me the most, I'm like, besides that they actually elected her because they kept hearing free, 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 free. Now, again, the subsidized and the broke are usually the ones that get off on hearing all this free stuff. But then you have a segment of the population that actually does pay things and have bills and actually responsibilities, and they know daggone well, they should know better. Nothing is free, because the free is you, taxpayer. We're the ones that make stuff free. We can't get nothing free, mind you. We don't never get a taxpayer appreciation where we can get a month of food stamps. We don't ever get taxpayer appreciation where we can get maybe one ticket or something, not, just tossed, or either they be like, oh, well, you don't have to pay that. No, we always got to pay, but they always find a way to subsidize the subsidized even more. So why wouldn't you want to just stay subsidized all your life? There's no incentives, right? So anyway, because it get pissed off. I really get pissed off because there's so much stupid around me, and I'm like, I never thought I would see the day that this type of stupid would be engulfing so many. But I could get the children, I get the young folk, I get it. They haven't lived and put nothing in, much of nothing in nothing yet. They haven't sweated. They haven't put nothing in nothing. And a lot of them haven't been raised to sweat or put nothing in nothing, or even prepared to do so. So I get why they falling for certain things. But adults? So let me try to help out young folk that actually do have a thinking mechanism, that actually were raised by individuals that told them to look into things and before you jump on bandwagons. Now, Nanny McPhee in Seattle never had a job. I'm talking about never had a job. Like, when I find it very disrespectful and arrogant, again, that a lot of people think that, first of all, politicians, these lifetime politicians that come into office, a lot of them, when they come into office, they didn't have no daggone experience. They were lawyers, they were whatever they were. They didn't have political experience. And honestly, politics is about finagling and finessing. That's what it's about. So that's why a lot of times now, people, we find ourselves enjoying people that don't finesse and finagle. We want the straight up realness. A lot of people, but y'all so love, y'all so used to sugar on everything and people BSing you and playing with you because your ego is weak and you thirsty. So you need people to sit up and tell you lies and size you up and make up things because you can't handle the truth, right? So you need that stuff. But then you always telling people lying or somebody's a liar. No, just because you love lies don't mean that everybody's lying. You just like people to lie to you, and they do. And they do it all day. So when they tell you that something is free, it's not free. Somebody has to pay for it. Nothing in life is free because somebody has to pay the cost for it. Things cost. So if somebody's giving it to you for free, that means that somebody else has paid for it. So number one, you need to have a thankful attitude. or attitude of gratitude. That's number one. And number two, you need to understand exactly why people don't feel like keep paying for you. Because a lot of y'all not trying to do better, not trying to improve. And in a lot of places, DC, Maryland, Virginia, and more, y'all don't even want to try to enforce or make people do better. So they just trifling. So yeah, kudos to getting these people somewhere, but they got to be responsible and make some better choices. Other than flexing with an EBT card that is courtesy of the taxpayer, but you ain't working nowhere and ain't even in school to do nothing better, but plotting on the next baby. I just went on a whole side rant. I'm talking about Nanny McPhee. Let me pull myself back in because it's irritating. But when you're allowed to do these things, that's why Nanny McPhee, they had a town hall. So Nanny McPhee, I think Starbucks is leaving Seattle. And then a business owner, and then this week I saw videos and news reports where the people are actually putting up barricades in their neighborhoods to prevent shooting. This is how desperate these people are. First of all, Seattle is not new to being a mess. I've been hearing and seeing news about Seattle before now. So for them to actually, this is why I'm saying there's something wrong with a lot of people, and that's why something needs to happen with voters. Because if you see that this is the problem, and the problem has existed, and you're looking at how it existed and who was present when the problem became what it is, why would you elect somebody with the type of policies that she ran on? And people, first of all, before you start using terms that these people have you mimicking and repeating and all that, you need to go look them up. You really need to go look. And then you need to think logically. If we don't have businesses in our communities to create jobs where people can go and get income and make money, so that wherefore they making money and they can spend money to circulate, and in order to fund repairing the roads, the streets, and police. First of all, you gotta want to fund the police. And then when you fund the police, you gotta want them to enforce. You can't just have them out there locking up people, but then when they go to the judge just let them go. See, we got a problem. The police can make all the arrests that they want, but as we're seeing, the judges are letting these people just do whatever the heck they want and go back out and kill again. Or if they've attempted to kill, they go out and then they finally kill. Or they just go on, carjacking sprees and robbery sprees. We see it in the news. But anyway, back to Nanny McPhee. So Nanny McPhee, a lady, she apparently is a business owner, and the way she was talking, I said, you couldn't have been one of the ones that voted for her, because I know you didn't. You sound too intelligent. So, but she asked her, she said, now, if you push out all the businesses and where your jobs going to come from? Where's your tax base going to come from? I'm like, thank you. Same thing. I'm trying to explain to people. You have to have, and I hate the fact that they advertise all this free stuff, because when you advertise all this free stuff, that means that there's more money they're going to mismanage. And there's more money they're going to have to take from us. There is never not going to be them raising taxes, as long as they stay in the mindset of, first of all, mismanaging, because there's no money management whatsoever. Everything, just like the homeless situation in California. And I know California got caught as big fraud in the homelessness program. Like two of the people behind some of the nonprofits or the contracts for homelessness, they were arrested a couple of months ago. Like, big fraud. And then homelessness in California is just off the chain. Homelessness in Seattle, off the chain. They said she talking about putting public showers out in the street. How do you put public showers out in the street? People got to walk around. Like, what? Honestly, do anybody ever think about what the hell? So you have to be subjected to. You're not going to build a facility or someplace where they can go and, wash or something like that. You want to put these on the street? People, it's too many problems with that logic right there. So you just gonna have what, open showers on the street? So do they take their clothes in and they change and wash in the shower space, or are they going to come out and maybe potentially kids, people see them? Like, is it privacy? Like, I don't understand. It makes no sense. But anyway, the lady was asking her, and she said, safety, because safety is an issue. A lot of y'all in this area have a problem thinking about safety. You wonder, you was mad the Giant was going to close in Ward 8. I hate that Giant. I live near there. I go there because I had prescriptions there, and my daughter always say, you said you was going to move your prescriptions. Yeah, because I hate going in there. It's ghetto. T-O-E. Ghetto. When I go in, I like to go first thing in the morning, because I just can't take it. I can't take it. It's one thing. It's like you working. Why you got to keep it ghetto? Just because you in an area that you classify as ghetto. You don't have to treat, because everybody that comes in there is not ghetto. But that's what they do. And it shows. The customer service, you got one or two. But the rest, it's like a standard. Ghetto is the standard. They look sloppy, disheveled. It's no place that you want to go frequent unless you stuck and limited in that area. But when they was talking about closing, it was due to theft. But y'all was mad because they talking about closing. But you wasn't mad enough to talk to the very children that's in your neighborhoods and probably in your households to say, look, we need this store. I don't need you over there stealing. We get food stamps. We get food stamps. And if I promise not to sell some and buy enough groceries, will you leave the grocery store alone? Well, you're not steal, because if we don't have the Giant, we're going to have to go further and further or pay more in Lyft and Uber to go to another store. But then when y'all can migrate to other places, you're going to do the same thing, and then those stores might close. So instead of checking the behavior, they want to lower. You got idiots like Mayor McPhee, Zoran I call him Mad Donnie. I still don't understand New York. I really don't. I really do not understand New York. But anyway, New York, it just blows my mind every time. But people, nothing is free. When your children come to you and they're like, Mom, we going to the school taking us XYZ, we got free tickets. Now, you know somebody paid for them tickets, whether it was the school paid for the tickets or somebody bought the tickets and donated them to the school. Somebody paid for them. Nothing is free. It's free to them. See, when you get people used to free all the time, they're not able to produce nothing. So what you're doing is, when you want to crap on people that are producing and are generating income and that give people the means to make an income, businesses provide jobs to the very people that you need to pay taxes. So why would you talk trash and do whatever you're doing to discourage and jam up businesses from doing business? It's by design and it's on purpose. So I'm trying to explain to you voters that are so intelligent, because I'm not, because a couple of people tried to tell me I'm not. They ain't think I heard it, but I know. But I'm more intelligent than you, sweetie. Always am. Always have. I've been a whole lot more things than you. But I don't have to, I don't care about what nobody say about me. That's the difference. Y'all get me? I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I know what stupid looks like. Stupid looks like running off. But what you need to run off, you don't run off. But running off real opportunities that's going to help people and bring, maybe show people how to make money or provide them with opportunities to get money, you don't run that off. You don't run a tax base off. Because then that makes it harder for your people that you want to give free stuff to get free stuff. Because who's going to provide it? But you all have a thing about thinking, oh, this person don't have no experience. It don't take a rocket scientist. Half the time, government is very inefficient. It's processes that happen in government that, one, shouldn't take so long to do. But because you got to check with this person here, that person, and if that person is out, is hung up, or don't nobody want to answer the phone, so you bring around the Rosie. Like, government don't need to do but so much. That's why I'm like, stop trying to make it bigger than what it needs to be. It needs to be able to do the basic functions and private sector and individuals do the rest. But if you have ever run a company, because the country, basically, the bottom line is a business. You got to have money coming into the country. So, a business. I'd rather have business individuals than these trifling politicians that we've seen over the years, time and time again. Because most of them have been there for half of my lifetime, or even all of my lifetime, like Nancy Pelosi. How you been in office 40 so? Whoa! But I forgot some of the people in California told me how that happens. Lord. Dr. Now. Oh, I'm sorry. But seriously, before you go voting, y'all, if you care, for all the criers about crime and things of that nature, you need to look at people's policies on crime. We don't need no more mommies. We don't need no more mommies. I heard this week, they said Governor Hochul up there talking about she was the first mother or governor, whatever. You don't need no mother in office when you're supposed to be managing or maintaining the city. You don't need a mother. We got mothers at home. First of all, then the fact that y'all trying to change the language of what a mother is. Well, if you're a mother, then don't sign that bill, Kathy. But she gonna act dumb. She probably gonna do a Westmore and not sign it and let it just go into effect for the gestating parent. The fact that they're doing that, and you got people getting stabbed or pushed on trains and all kinds of other stuff. Listen, these people don't care about your safety. If they did, we see some law enforcement, but we don't. But then you all say you be upset with crime, but then when it comes to enforcing crime, you don't want them to enforce it because oh, shit. Can we fix stupid? That's why I'm like, we gotta do something. I wish we could do something, but it's so problematic. People don't want to do nothing about stuff that really needs to be done. And when you try to do something, they out here protesting and fighting and fussing. So don't Nanny McPhee, DC. That's all I'm saying. Y'all gotta get it together. Nanny McPhee is probably close to the mentality of Janice George Lewis or Lewis George Lewis, whatever her name is. Janice ain't about no law enforcement. She about giving them some drugs, no curfews. Even parents should do the curfew, but when you a government official and the parents not doing it, you need to hold the parents accountable and you need to enforce. You need to just set a curfew. She's against that. So and then the cream of the crop for me, Trayon, he endorsed her. But guess what? I don't have no faith in DC. So she probably mess around and be the next freaking mayor. And that'd be 2 freaking females, and she probably be worse than Miriam. That's why I'm looking. I thought I was looking like to go far out, Howard County or near the line. Heck, now I'm starting to just think I'm looking like need to go take a ride down to Florida, over to Texas. When parts of Texas you gotta look out for now, because Texas need to get a handle on all that Sharia crap. They got Sharia courts popping up or trying to be put into Texas. Come on, man, this is America. What are we doing? But anyway, yeah, I don't have no faith in DC. I know what I'm dealing with. So, yeah, think about that before you start voting for whatever reason. You need to vote based on real reasons, real policies, because it's real serious issues. Because the more these kids get, and their kids, because they're raising their kids to be criminals too. I just want you to know that. They're having babies. And the babies are not being taught. So they're not learning nothing in school. They don't know nothing. They pass them along. They don't have no concern about how they look when they come out in public. So if you keep putting people in that support criminality because they were raised around these criminals or raised them, and they don't think that they need to keep other people safe, you're creating a situation where DC or Maryland and Virginia end up needing some barricades. It's already a mess because this whole area is a sanctuary. Ignorant.